So many pieces all back together now. What's your vision?
Okay, my name is Raymond Okoro. I'm from Delta State originally, but I've been in Lagos for about 5 to 6 years now. And yeah, like I said, it's been one hustle to the other. Started as a graphic designer and moved to UI UX design in the tech space, and then took on photography about early last year. I would say it's been a long time coming. I think I've always had that interest in imagery. In retrospect, going into my Google archive, I realized that I've always saved pictures of awesome photographs from some of the top photographers in the world, and I didn't really realize that I was going to be a photographer someday. So there's a little bit of a backstory to that. At my office, I was having some challenges and it felt like my identity was under attack. So I don't know, photography became like an escape for me, for me to find myself again. But instead of finding myself, I found a better upgraded me. So yes, it wasn't like a decision, it was more of an experiment. Sometimes you hear those voices in your head like, go this way, go that way. So in that period, I was hearing those voices like, start this thing, and I was even actually saving up to buy a car then. So somehow, some way, I decided to invest in photography, so to speak. And it was like a do or die affair. It was just the only option I had left, and I did that. And so far, it's been exhilarating and really fulfilling for me. And that's the sweet thing. I actually didn't drop UI UX for photography. I'm still a UI UX designer. In fact, I just designed a very awesome website some days back, and one mobile app I'm really proud of. So I didn't really drop that for photography. Rather, photography has helped me to see design in a new light, and design has helped me be a better photographer. So the experiences I've gained from design, from owning my site and how to see colors and how to think about how people see things. The user experience design is how people use all these softwares and the pleasurable experience you want to give them while they are using those applications or websites. So that's how I think too when I'm capturing an image. I think like the person who's going to view that image, what are they going to see? How do I guide their eyes to the focus of that image, the story I'm trying to tell? How do I guide them to see it? So it's more like my career in design is feeding into my career in photography, and photography is also feeding backwards into design. I don't have any particular somebody. I draw inspiration from several people, and sometimes I don't even remember their names, and that's the funny thing. Sometimes I don't remember their names. Sometimes I look at an image and I'm like, how was this created? You understand? What did this person do? What was the process? What were they thinking about? I'm not so focused on the person, but rather the talent that has gone into creating that image. So I actually have some role models, or should I say people I admire their work, I respect their work. Outside of this country, I have people like Peter Lindbergh. You have one of my favorites actually, Annie Leibovitz. She's dope. She has shot for the Queen of England, shot for a lot of all these celebrities. In fact, she was the first person to do a maternity shoot, and it was controversial at that time. Imagine, somebody coming out naked to do a maternity shoot, showing their stomach and everything. It was loud, So I respect those people because they are not just photographers. They've made a difference in the industry and in the world at large. When you come down locally, a couple of people I respect. You could talk of Kelechi Amadiobi, because for me he's a pioneer. Yeah, so at the time when photography wasn't really respected, he came in and he infused that quality into photography that wasn't really present at that time, and I respect him totally for that. A couple of other names, but like I said, I'm more into the art than the person. My camera, obviously. I can't do without my camera. I mean, if I don't have a camera, I'm not a photographer, right? So, but amongst all of my equipment, I tend to be transient. I tend to transcend, because I started with a Canon 200D, a very small crop sensor camera. I don't want to go into the tech details, but it was a small camera. I didn't really know so much about cameras then, and the whole technicalities and the capabilities a camera could afford you, right? So it was experimental at first, like I mentioned. So I got a small 200D, and then I spoke to one of my, I have to mention Oggs. Yes, he was one of the people who listened to me. I sent a lot of DMs to many photographers that they never read, but Oggs is a wedding photographer in Lagos. He's dope. He listened to me and gave me some tips. So I had shot an image then. I wasn't too pleased with the image, because what I was envisioning versus what I was shooting were not agreeing at all. So I spoke to him and he told me that I have to get like a prime lens, so I would say I can't do without my prime lens for the kind of photographs that I create. I love the bokeh, I love the blur, I love the sharpness and the brightness and the quality that comes out from prime lenses. For events like weddings, I have like a 70-200, a 24-70. They're also really good. But I love portraits, because with portraits I'm able to focus on the person, and tell a story and capture emotions and all of that. So I probably wouldn't be able to do without my prime lenses. I've recently switched from Canon to Sony. Like I was in the tech space, and you know how we are. We're always adopting new technologies. So it was just easy for me. I don't have any brand loyalty. The one that is doing great, I'm there. Unless make me an ambassador, yeah, maybe. Really simple. I went to FGC Warri, and then I went to Delta State University, and I wanted to do masters in some foreign country somewhere, but I'm really loving Nigeria right now. So, and I'm not really so keen on the whole academic thing anymore like I used to be, because I don't know, it's almost like work out school really offer me I can learn elsewhere. I mean, all the skills I'm developing lately, I didn't go to school for them. And people are seeing your photographs are dope and all that. Just YouTube. You can see I attended YouTube University for my photography, right? So it's simple. Delsu College, Federal Government College, Warri, secondary school. That's pretty much it. I love people, and that was what drew me. I won't say, I just found myself really liking to photograph people and capture their essence, and more recently I've been delving into fashion, because I feel that fashion is almost the ultimate expression of a person. Like how you look, how you dress really tells a lot about you as an individual. No two people dress the same way, so there's a lot of individuality going on in fashion, right? You see somebody and how they're dressed basically is how they are, like almost 100% of the time, and it tells a lot about any individual you meet. The way you're dressed today, possibly you see someone dressed a certain way today, the next few years they're dressing differently. Something has changed within them that they're not expressing outside in the way they dress, so portrait photography is dope for me. I like to capture emotions, but then I'm now blending it with how people look, their fashion sense and all of that. And it's more of a business move for me too, because I actually, apart from the passion part, right? I know that the fashion industry is a really big industry, and if you come down to Nigeria, it's a growing industry in Nigeria. I feel that some of the things that are lacking is representation and presentation. You understand? You have all these Gucci people that invest a lot in photography, right? The reason is to sell these clothes in the highest quality possible, for you to see it, and like it. And that is actually lacking in Nigeria. You understand? It's not really, a lot of the indigenous fashion designers don't have that access to that quality of photography where you see something and like, wow, this, I can actually buy this for X amount, rather than you see something like, this shouldn't cost this much. You get what I'm saying? So it's a business move, it's also a passion move for me. As at this time, I'm more like a ninja on the road assassin, so to speak. So I don't have a space where you can come in and say, okay, this is my space, right? A working space, not like a studio. So I'm always running and gunning. You need something done, a wedding, I'm always on location, right? Even when I shoot portraits, I pick a location, I observe locations, I bring the subject and other people who are going to work on the shoot, and we shoot at the location. So future plans would involve me having like a really big studio, with like the top equipment to be able to create photographs that rival what we have out there. I want some of these, possibly, or some of these foreign brands to come even establish here and not have to bring some foreign photographer to come and do the kind of photography that they like, that suits their brand. So I'm looking at establishing something that large, that big. I'm also looking at going into cinematography and photography as well. So some of the things that I've learned from photography, color theory, composition, and all of that, I would also bring that into the video space. A lot of guys are doing great in video right now. I feel like it's a great time for creativity in general across the world. It's just a great time. Like, people are focused on quality. So my big plans personally is to have a really huge studio that can accommodate the kind of quality of photography and imaging. For me, basically, if you want to venture into anything, I would advise you to have a little bit of faith. The opposite of faith is fear, and fear is a voice, telling you can't, or you don't have the ability, or you don't have the resources to do what you're feeling really strongly inside of you that you should do. I didn't mention I was a musician before. I was actually a musician before. That was also part of my career path. I have some songs online actually. I actually have a song that could have been a hit song, but along the line I just felt that industry wasn't really for me. But you see, the thing is, that area of my life is what has been feeding me some contacts now, because I understand these artists. I shoot a lot of artists, and I understand how they think, I understand how they want to be seen. So if I want to dress an artist, for a shoot, I understand the kind of mood and what he has to portray. So basically, I just feel that the greatest advice I can give to anybody is that if you're going to do anything, just do it. You understand? And if you're going to move to the next thing, move quickly, don't waste time. You get, if something is calling to you, dive in. It's risky because the world tells you to be careful. That's what we've been trained, from your young age. Your parents are telling you, be careful, be careful, be careful. So those voices are still in your head, and it has now transitioned to fear. So even when something is calling to you, I started doing designs when I was working in when I was doing my industrial attachment. I've always been an artist. I used to draw and do those things, but I was attached to a company, and while I was being pressured to do networking in IT, all of those cable stuff, satellite stuff, I had the feeling of learning graphic design. And what did I do? I followed through. I was doing it even while my boss was on my head, always angry with me that I'm always designing. But that was what was calling to me, and that was what I followed. So for me, follow your heart. If it's calling to you so loudly, drown out the other voices that are telling you don't do this, or be this person instead of this person. Somebody said design will be lucrative, and some things I even don't want to mention. Even right now where I work, people still feel that I can believe that when I even started photography, they didn't think it was going to be anything cool. But today, they all respect it. You understand? Because it's taking me places I've never been. This photography brought me here. I imagine that, and there's no telling where next to take me to.
So many pieces all back together now. What's your vision?